How you all doing? Hope you're doing well. So I want to kind of come in talk about that. Should you have a more like a hustle lifestyle or work life balance? And honestly, like that's something bit controversial people talk about. Some people say you should have a balanced life. Some people say you should have like a hustle grind life, like work every day like 24/7. Some people say you should only work like 4 hours a week and do fuck all. But I just want to kind of come in and talk about this from my own personal experience and from people I've heard who I have heard who are successful who have done it both ways. So, a few days ago, actually yesterday, right, I met up with a friend, right, who is a guy who does, he pretty much, what he basically does as a business model is that this guy's basically like runs his own business, and what he does is that he basically helps like content creators or founders build their personal brand. That's literally what he pretty much does, right? And it's kind of interesting how when I met this guy, right, like I thought this guy was a very like a very like hustle culture type guy because like I seen this guy's content on social media for a while. So like social media, and basically when he was telling me how he actually runs his business or what he does as his day-to-day routine is he has a pretty chill schedule. Like he doesn't do much of like he doesn't grind hustle every day. Like all he pretty much does is he pretty much just meets up with content creators and founders and just talks to them. Because all he pretty much does as his business model is he pretty much just helps content creators who want to grow their personal brand, or he pretty much helps founders who want to grow their Actually, let me repeat that again. All he does is that he pretty much teaches content creators who want to monetize with their content. So people who have grown a successful audience but they don't know how to monetize, or he teaches businesses and entrepreneurs or founders who make a lot of money but want to build like an online presence on social media. That's pretty much what he does. And he only works with like 6 clients, right? And I think he makes about like I don't know, he makes about like 10 to 20K a month just doing it. And all he pretty much does, he just does consulting. That's literally what he basically does, right? And he doesn't like grind or hustle every fucking day. All he just does is post his content like once or twice a week and basically meets up with content creators and founders. That's literally what he does. He was telling me he has a very chill schedule. Like he doesn't like plan it. Like he even told me that like sometimes his wake up time is all over the place. Like he doesn't wake up with an alarm clock. Like he sometimes might wake up early, like around 8 a.m. and then he sometimes might wake up like 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Like sometimes he goes to sleep late at night. And it's kind of interesting how like a lot of these like entrepreneurs and gurus say you should hustle and grind and do everything. But then from his perspective, right, he was telling me that he basically is more intentional. Like he actually thinks what he actually does. It's like he doesn't actually like take action. He actually thinks. Like he actually thinks, okay, what's one thing that's gonna get to my goals quicker? What's one thing that it's gonna pull the needle to my business? That's how he thinks, right? And most of the time, he just probably just chills. He might watch some movies. He might just chill, and he only does things that's actually pull the needle, basically. And it's kind of interesting how, like, like someone like myself, right? I'm a guy who always hustles and grind and always like work. That's kind of the mindset I do to build my success. Kind of like I'm the type of guy where I have to take action to figure out where I want to get to. So like, because for me personally, like how I build success is by taking action, and all that action I get a bunch of feedback and data, and then I kind of pivot away which way I want to go. But I feel like for him, he's the type of guy where he actually knows where he wants to go and he doesn't take as much action. He actually thinks and he only pulls like one lever and then that's it. He'll get to his goal quicker. And it's kind of interesting because like someone like me, I'm always like action. And I've got like another guy who's like an entrepreneur. He basically like does filmmaking and helps people grow their personal brand. He's always like action. Like he always like, like cold outreaching, send like 20 DMs a day, post content every single day. He's kind of like that. And I can kind of relate to that guy. But then ever since I met this other entrepreneur guy, he just does like, does just posts his content, does what the fuck he wants. It makes me start thinking like my whole like strategy or my whole business strategy in general, or like even like what type of lifestyle I want. Because from his perspective, the only goal he wants is just time freedom. That's literally what he wants. He doesn't really want he wants obviously financial freedom, but he doesn't really care about materialistic things, basically. That's what he said. I even asked him, what do you see yourself in 5 years, right? And he even told me that, he even said, he doesn't really have any big goals, honestly. His big goals is pretty much having time, freedom, and do what the fuck he wants. And he's basically living that dream, basically. And it's kind of crazy how this guy it changes my whole perspective on how he does things, And I know this might be kind of going off the rant of should you have a hustle lifestyle or have a balanced lifestyle. But honestly, I think generally it's really up to you. For example, someone like me, there might be a phase where I might need to go for the hustle lifestyle, where I might grind. But then there's phases in my own life where I might go for more a balanced lifestyle, where I might, just do the thing that will move the needle and then just kind of just relax and chill and do what the fuck I want. But personally, I feel like if you're a guy who works a full-time 9-to-5 job, you have to hustle. There's no question about it. I think every person who works in a 9-to-5 job, you have to hustle because you're pretty much limited with time, right? So you have to kind of lean into hustling. But if you're a full-time, let's say, I don't know, content creator or a full-time, full-time run your own business, then you might go for the more the balanced lifestyle. But I guess it really depends on people's lifestyles and people's business models, because everyone's business model is different, right? For example, how I normally get my clients is by just pretty much posting content or even outreaches. I send 10 emails a day. That's how I normally get my clients. But for this guy, right? This guy who actually runs his business and pretty much does what the fuck he wants. He pretty much gets all his clients through inbound leads. So all he does is just post his content and he gets it through inbound leads, and he just needs to sell he just needs to get 5 clients and he makes 20k a month. And it kind of gave me a different perspective how the more people you meet, the more it gives you a different perspective how people do things. Because it's kind of crazy, because a lot of people always say, oh, in order to make a lot of money, you need to fucking hustle, grind, or do the Alex Hormozi method, grind until you get rich as fuck. But in the end of the day, it's really up to you. It's really up to you in terms of what you want in life, because everyone's definition of goals or lifestyle is really different. And it started questioning me about what is my long-term goals in life, because that's something I have to start thinking about. I started to think about on the lines what's the long-term goal? Do I want to run a successful freelance agency for photography and videography, or do I want to go down the consulting route, or do I want to go down for the photography prints, right? This is talking from my own personal experience, right? I have to start to really think about that personally. And I don't know, man, it started maybe kind of question about what direction you want, because everyone's definition of success is going to be completely different, and everyone's lifestyle is going to be different. And the only reason you figure this out is if you know yourself pretty well, because I feel this guy, he knows himself really well. I feel he's really authentic, and he knows the goal. He knows himself well. But I guess someone like me, right, since I'm still figuring this out myself, I'm still figuring out which direction I even want to go. I don't know what direction I want to go with my business in general, or what lifestyle I want, because that's something I'm still figuring out as I even run my own business or just go through life. And for me personally, it's not something I can go wake up and figure it out. Someone like myself, I have to try a bunch of shit for me to get information and to get data. But I guess for this guy, he already knows what he wants in life, so he just needs to just pull the lever and he will get there. And it's kind of funny because this guy's only 21 as well. He's young, bro. He's 21. Even when I was chatting with this guy, he's when he was 16, he used to do e-com, so drop shipping, all that bullshit crap. He used to do e-com, and then he used to do he used to sell Instagram theme pages. He was always been in the business niche now, and now for some reason he found a business model that has worked it out for him. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of interesting how it changed my whole perspective of business or even just life in general. How should you have more a hustle lifestyle or a work-life balance lifestyle. So personally, it really depends, honestly. But I think even then, even he does take it easy, chill, he's still working, because most of the time he's always thinking. I feel every successful multi-millionaire or billionaire, right, is the reason why they're successful is they don't just take action, action, action. They actually use their brain. They actually think. Okay, what's one thing that's actually gonna get to my goals quicker? What's the main action standpoint that get to my goals quicker? Because I know some people, right, they don't make any progress in their business because they always keep starting a bunch of things. Like they keep trying a bunch of shit, right? Sometimes you just need to stick to one thing and then just pull the lever and you'll get to that goal quicker. So that's what I really got to say personally. And yeah, I know it's kind of a bit of a little rant. You know, I thought I'd just tell you a bit of a quick story about this guy I met literally yesterday actually. So yeah, bit of a storytelling type video. I want to tell more stories actually. That's why I actually want to post on this content more on this channel, just post more stuff. So yeah, that's what I've got to say. Anyways, besides that, have a good one. See ya. Bye.